Hello students, welcome you all in the lecture series of numerical interpolation. In numerical interpolation we have seen in our first 4 lectures functions, then equally spaced points, forward difference operator and Newton's degree forward difference interpolation formula. Also we have seen examples based on forward difference operator as well as on Newton's forward interpolation formula. Now you can construct the forward difference table containing the powers of delta. Forward difference operator is denoted by delta, and also we have seen that if n is equal to you have given suppose n is equal to 5, then how many forward difference, the order of forward difference operator exist. Using this we can construct the forward difference table and as well as we can solve the example based on this interpolation formula. Using Newton's forward interpolation formula, we can find value of the function at some given x, as well as we can find the formula for the function. But the basic condition and necessary condition is that the points values of x must be equally spaced. Now I will see in this lecture the second operator known as shift operator. The shift operator is denoted by E, capital E. Now what is its definition? So again here we need the equidistant values of x. So as you people know, here we have taken x0, x1, x2 and so on with the equidistant values of x. Now what is the consequence of x1, x2 that you know? If h is increment, then x1 is x0 plus h, x2 is x1 plus h and so on. And y0, y1, y2 etc. with the corresponding values of the function y equal to fx at x0, x1, x2 respectively. Then we can define the shift operator capital E as E of y0. Then what is y0? F of x0. It goes to its next value, because what is next value of x0? x0 plus h. And what is value of the function at x0 plus h? F of x0 plus h. But x0 plus h is x1. And we have seen that value of function at x1 is denoted by y1. So if you consider E of y0, then value is y1. It means that it is shifting. The name of our operator is shift operator. So it is shifting. This y0 is shifting to its next value if we operate E on it. So always if we apply it on any value of y, then it shifts to its next value, immediate next value. When we consider the powers, not actually the powers, here the repetition of this shift operator E, we have seen that E delta, for in case of delta, delta square, delta cube, delta raised to 4, delta raised to 5, we have obtained. That is not the powers, that is actually we are applying it repeatedly. So same here, we can also obtain the repetition of this shift operator. So this is first order shift operator. So if we apply it on y1, so what is the next value of y1? Which is y2. And how it works? In this way. That is, what is y1? y1 is f of x1. So f of x1 will be shifted to f of x2 because next value to x1 is x2. So it will be shifted to the next value of the function y, which is y2. So E of y1 is y2. So it shifted to the next value. Similarly, E of y2 is shifted to its next value y3 and so on. So this is all about the first order shift operator. Now we will go to the second order shift operator. So it is e square y0. So we are again repeating it 2 times on y0. So let us see what is the value. So again we will split it, e operated on e y0. Just now we have seen what is value of e of y0. It is y1. So e of y1 is y2. E of y1 is y2. So it is shifting to the next value of y1. Similarly, e square y1. So again we will apply it repeatedly on y1. So it is e operated on ey1. But what is ey1? It is y2. And what is ey2? It shifted to the next value y3. So that is, if you observe one thing here, if here we will consider power 2 operated on y0, then finally what we are getting y2, right? That is 0 plus 2. This 2 can be split as 0 plus 2. It shifted to the second value of y0. Similarly, when I consider e square y1, n square, and this y1, here I am rounding on this suffix y1 as we want. I will show you the relation between this 2 and this 1 suffix. Finally, the answer is what? 3. But how this 3 is obtained? Here this 1 suffix is 1 and power is 2. So it is 1 plus 2. So you will get here y2. So directly here we can write down one general formula. Before that, let us see what is the third order shift operator. So again here e cube y0. So it is, we are applying it 3 times, means we are repeating it 3 times. So we will split it as e square e, and e of y0 is y1. Here this e of y0 is y1. Now e square y1 we got. So again we will split it e on ey1. But what is ey1? ey1 is y2, and what is ey2 is y3. So here if you observe, e cube y0 is y3 finally. That is 0 plus 3. 0 is our suffix here and 3 is our power. Similarly, e cube y1. So we should get it as y4. 1 plus 3. If you evaluate it like this, that is splitting it 2 times, then apply it on ey1. So ey1 is y2. So we will get here e square y2. Then e square y2 again we will apply it on, means 2 times. So e of ey2. But y2 is what? y3. Here we will get y3. And e of y3 will be y4. So in this way we will get it y4. So here what is suffix? Suffix is 1 and power of the operator is 3. So it is 1 plus 3 is y4. So directly answer we can write it as y4. So in general, you remember this formula, that e raised to n yk, k is suffix, n is power. So always it is yk plus n. So directly you can write down value of e raised to n yk, that yk plus n. So here these are some examples. Let's see here. So here first example is e raised to 5y0. So using this formula, suffix is 0 and power is 5. So it is y0 plus 5, that is y5. Next one is e raised to 4 y2. So it is e raised to 4 y2 means power is 4, suffix is 2. So it is 2 plus 4, answer is y6. So directly you can write down the answer of e raised to 4 y2 as y6. Similarly, e raised to 6 y1, the third one. Here in this third one we will get e raised to 6 y1 as y1 plus 6 as y7 here. So in this way we can apply this formula directly in the examples, and we need it when we use this shift operator to find the missing value in the table. We need this formula. So that time you can make use of this formula directly. Let us see the diagrammatical representation for this. Look at here. So this is first order shift operator. Look, y1, these are the equidistant values of the, means these are values of y at equidistant values of x as y1, y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, so on. When we consider first order shift operator, if you consider e of y0, then it is shifted to y1. Here it is shifted to y1. If I will apply it on y1, then this y1 will shift to, this y1 will be shifted to the next value. Look at here, then y1 will be shifted to the next value, y2 here. Then y2 will be shifted to y3 if we apply it on y2. If we apply it on y3, then this y3 will be shifted to y4 and so on. So in the first order, it shifts to its immediate next value. Now when we consider the second order, in second order it will shift to the next second value, right? So y1 is the first, then actually y1 is first value after y0 and y2 is the second value. So when we consider second order, then e of y0 goes to its second value. Means first it will skip first one and it will go to next value, that is y2. Then y1 will be shifted to here y3. So look at here, after y1 this y2 is the first value and y3 is the second value. So y1 is shifted to its second value. Similarly, this y3 is shifted to, obviously this y4 is the first value after y3 and y5 is the second value. So y3, this y3 will be shifted to, y3 will be shifted to directly y5 and so on. Same thing here in the third order. In the third order, it shifted to its third value after, means if you consider y1, so which is the third value? This y1 is the first value, then y2 is second value and y3 is the third value. So if we apply e cube, that is third order, then it is shifted directly to the third value here. Yes, this is y3. So here we will shift it in y3. That is if we consider y1, this y1. Now what? This is first value, y2 is the first value after y1. Then y3 is the second value after y1 and this y4 is the third value. So y1 will be shifted to y4. So this is the geometrical representation of the shift operator here. So as per the order it works, and if you remember this general formula, which is very important, then immediately we can find any order of any value of y1 obtaining using this formula, that it is equals to yk plus n. Let us see some examples based on it. It was question 44 from question bank. Evaluate e cube y2. So we will apply it 3 times repeatedly on y5. So if you use directly the formula, then it is 3 plus 2. We should get the answer 5. But if it is asked for 2 marks, you should give the explanation of this splitting. If you will write it directly, you will get only 1 mark. So how this e cube y2 will work? Then it is splitted as e square and apply it on y2, ey2. So what is ey2? Is y3. So it is shifted to its next value. Then now it will be e square y3. So again this e square will be splitted as e applied on ey3. But what is ey3? It is y4 and finally the answer is y5. The same thing if we use the formula. What was this formula? We have seen that e raised to n yk is yk plus n. What is n here? N equal to 3. What is k here? K equal to 2 here. So if we use this formula, it is k equal to 2, so 2 and n equal to 3, so 3. So here we have written, so it is y2 plus 3 equal to y5. So in this way, we can obtain any power of any value of y using this shift operator directly. Here one thing is necessary, that all these values means y0, y1, y2, y4, all these values must be value of a function at equally spaced values of x, where h is fixed. It will not work when the values are not equally spaced. This shift operator and forward difference operator works only when the values of the function are obtained at equally spaced values of x only. So next example. So here h is given. This was question 46 from your question bank. Here h is equals to 2 and we have to evaluate e raised to 4 f of 1. So it is same here, f of x is given and value of x is 1. Value of x you have given and value of h is you have given. So we can do it. So here x equal to 1, f of 1. So here generally we write the function as f of x. So if you compare it with f of x, what is value of x? X equal to 1. So here x equal to 1 and in the example we have given h equals to 2. Okay. So now we will use the basic definition. As here you have given in the form of function f, we will use definition of function f. If it is given in the form of y, then use this formula, this one, e raised to n yk equal to yk plus n. And if it is given in the form of fx, then use this formula. This is actually the basic formula for shift operator, that e f of x equal to f of x plus h. Because if x is the value, then what is its next immediate value? X plus h, and the corresponding value of the function is f of x plus h. So this is the basic definition of the shift operator in the form of x. Here. Okay. Now we have given x equal to 1 and h equals to 2. So let us consider this example. So here e raised to 4 f of 1. Now again we will split it as e cube e. The single one you write in the bracket, that is every time we apply the single operator on the function. Then we then step by step you split these powers. So now here initially we will consider e of f of 1. Now x equal to 1, right? So this is e of f of x, right? So if you compare it with this, then it is e f of x. What is the value? According to the definition, it is f of x plus h. So x equal to 1 and h equals to 2. So let us see here. So what is the value? F of x is 1 here and h is 2. So what is the answer? F of 3. E cube f of 3. Now same we will apply. So we will split e square e. E cube is splitted as e square e applied on f of 3. Now again we compare this f of 3, e f of 3 with this e f of x. So here x equal to 3 and h is equals to 2. So we will use the definition here. According to this definition, x equal to 3 and h equals to 2. So what we'll get? F of 3 plus 2. And what is it? F of 5. So in the next step we'll get it as e square f of 5. So again we will split it as e operated on e f of 5. Again we will use the definition x equal to 5. So here x equal to 5 and h equals to 2. So just we are making use of this formula and nothing else, and it is given. So it is already there. We have written the formula. Just we have to substitute the values whatever we get in the previous step of values of x, because h is fixed. So every time value of h is 2, only x changes, right? So here what we are getting, it is f of 5 plus 2. So that is e f of 7. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And now simply the last operation here, that x equal to 7 and h equal to 2, because f of 7 is f of 7 plus 2, as 7 is value of x and 2 is value of h. So finally your answer is f of 9. So when h equals to 2 and x equals to 1, and if we want to find the fourth order of e, value is f of 9. So I think now you may have got this, that how we are splitting the powers of E and getting the values using only the basic definition and nothing else. We are not using any complicated formula. We are just using the basic formula here. So thus finally we will get e raised to 4 f of 1 equal to f of 9, the final answer. Now here very important relation between E. E is our shift operator and delta is our forward difference operator. Because using this relation we have to solve some examples, find the missing terms, or we can even find value of the function at given x if we don't want to use the Newton's interpolation formula. So here the relation is delta is equivalent to E minus 1. So I have not read it as equal to. This is not equal to. This is equivalent. So as these are not values, delta and E are not values, these are operators. So when we equate operators, we write always equivalent sign. But if when we apply it on the functions, now look at here. Here I am applying it on the function, so I am writing here equal to, or here somewhere in the examples we will do that here. Delta fx equal to, we are getting it. When we are applying it on the function, then there will be equal to sign. Otherwise, if we are writing only the relation between these two operators, then it is delta is equivalent to E minus 1. Now let us see how we can prove it. This is very important question, may be asked for 2 marks in your examination. So because this is only one relation we are doing here between E and delta in your syllabus, there are again many more, but we are using this relation to solve the examples. This formula is used in the examples. So now delta fx, now what is definition of, now just recall the definition of a forward difference. Now forward difference is what? Just subtract this value fx from its previous value. So that is f of x plus h minus fx. I can show you this definition in this notes only, maybe on page number 5. Yeah, here is the definition. Yes, here is the definition. Look at here, we have seen in our, I think, lecture 2. What is the forward difference operator? So here it is delta, and this delta fx is f of x plus h minus fx. We have seen in lecture 2. So same means this now definition we are applying it to prove this relation. So now delta fx, just using this definition, what is this? F of x plus h minus fx. But what is f of x plus h? As we have seen that this is the basic definition of the shift operator. E f of x is f of x plus h. So here value of f of x plus h is nothing but E of fx minus fx as it is. Now we are taking common, so actually it is not common, but here the operator is identity operator with like identity function. That identity function gives the image of the element is the element itself, like ix equal to x. This is called identity function here, ix. Generally identity function is denoted by I, and always we define it as ix equal to x. Means it gives, if this is x, then image of x is x itself under this identity function I. So this is about the identity function. So here we are using the identity operator and we are denoting it by 1. Right? So here fx will take, means here because E operator we are operating on fx, and here the identity operator which we have not written here, that you are like this one, that this identity operator we are applying it on fx. So as we are applying it on the same function, we can take it in the bracket. So in the bracket E from this and 1 from this. So it is E minus 1 fx. This is equal to sign here, not equivalent, as we are applying it on the function. So in this way, here delta fx, finally this is value of what? It is delta fx, finally equal to e minus 1 fx. So now we are operating it here also fx and here also fx. So now we can equate the operator. So equating the operators, delta is equivalent to e minus 1. So this is very important relation between e and delta, which you have to remember. So you can add and subtract it. That is, if I want to write down value of e, then what will be value of e? Delta plus 1. This 1 I can take to this side. So these operations you can do like in numbers, but these are operators. You have to keep in mind that these are the operators. Okay. So let us do some examples here. Delta square fx. So delta square fx. So what is delta? Delta is e minus 1. So just replace this delta by e minus 1. E minus 1 square. Now the rules of powers are same as rules of the powers of bracket. That is a plus b bracket square is a square plus 2ab plus b square and so on like this. So if I square this bracket, what I will get? E square minus 2e plus 1. When there is minus sign in the bracket, then we have to take care. Always in the expansion, you people have my alternate positive negative sign. So that you remember only, as your second term is always 1. So we don't have to write any powers of 1, but the sign matters here, because minus 1, when the power of minus 1 is even, it will be plus, and when power of minus 1 is odd, then it is odd. So here we will get minus 1 raised to 1. So minus 1 raised to 1 will be minus. So it is minus 2. Here we will get yes minus 1 square, and minus 1 square is plus 1. That is the thing. And then operate it. That is here e square on fx, and we know how to find value of e square. Then 2 into, they take this constant common, don't write it with this fx. So here e on fx and 1 operated on fx is the function itself. Now next is delta cube fx is e minus 1 cube fx. So here this expansion, it is a plus b bracket cube or a minus b bracket cube. As per this expansion, you can see e cube minus 3 square plus 3e minus 1 operated on fx, and split it. So the split e cube on fx, then minus 3e square on fx, then plus 3 on fx and the fx itself. So here you may have power 5, 6, 7, 8. Then how to do the expansion? Up to 3 we can write it directly. But if you have more than power, means 4, 5, 6, 7, then how to do it? Then that for this we will use the binomial expansion. And using that binomial expansion, we can write immediately the expansion of any bracket, any power of e minus 1 here. So that we will see in the next lecture. I hope you have got this shift operator and how it works. Thank you.